Okay, good Sunday evening. At least here it's evening. Uh, Sorry if my voice sounds horrible. Let me get my mic. Oh man. Anyway, guess I can clip it on my shirt. Pardon the noise. Anyway, hopefully it's not too loud for you. Just the volume down a little bit. Okay, there we go. Anyway, yeah, it's Sunday evening, 4 o'clock. I think it's like the 11th or 12th. I don't know what day of the month it is. Anyway, here in the next couple of days, I will be doing some work on a wooden privacy fence on the back side of the building that I'm actually in right now. Back in January, it was really, really windy here, which it's really, really windy like right now, but not as bad as it was in January. The amount of wind we have right now is abnormal. I mean, it is just unbelievably windy. I know my voice sounds horrible. I thought it was allergies, but it seems more like a cold now because the allergy medicine is not helping that I normally take. So I'm dealing with that. Uh, Last week I did a laminate wood floor, which I did not get to record because the tenant was still living there. The guy I did the floor for that owns the apartments, he wants me to do another apartment's floors with wood again, but instead of just doing the 3 bedrooms, I also have to do the living room. What has happened is the people moved in and the living room floor was already done in wood when she moved in, but we don't know what she did, but she ruined the floor in the living room. 90% of it is just garbage. But there's one spot that is just worse than any of the rest. And it's literally like a 2.5 foot wide area by about 5 foot long, where it was unbelievable. I mean, you could actually, I don't know what she did. It was that bad. You could actually see it looked like the wood fibers from underneath the laminate were actually coming up, and the laminate was gone, is what it looked like. So we're not sure what happened. I don't know if she was evicted or what. I wasn't privy to those details. But one of the rules this guy has for his apartments is no pets whatsoever. If you have a service animal, that's one thing, he can overlook it. But this lady had 2 dogs, and they were not service animals. And she was trying to sneak them and hope he wouldn't find out. And he knew. But anyway, that's the apartment I get to do more work in. Motel down the street. I've got to go back and get the last of the sheetrock out of the room I was working in. Another building down the street. I've got to make sure everything's done. A couple of the outlets are showing no ground. I will be fixing that. I'm going to do a short video on that, on how I have to temporarily fix it just so it'll pass this inspection. And we will have an electrician come in and rewire it correctly. Because right now it's set up with just a hot and a neutral wire, no ground wire at all. There's a trick we do that it gives it a temporary ground, and that's what I'm going to be doing. But yeah, but sometime in the next week or so, I've got to get that fence done. And it's just a section of the wooden fence. I got to take out the post that's there and the fencing, get that all broke down, and get it ready to go out to the garbage. And then I can put new post in the ground and all that, and get it ready for I'm trying to think. I'll get it ready for a new gate that I've got to build for that too. I've got to call some companies about getting some square tubing. I got to get a piece of 1.25 inches and some sticks of 3/4 inch. Not a big deal. It'll take me a couple of days to get everything done. And I am going to be doing some recording of the process of what I'm going through. I can't record everything because I'm not going to ruin my camera when I go to do the welding. Up to that point, yeah, I will do recording. Not a big deal, not a big issue to me. We've got most of the material except for the some of the fencing, some of the metal fencing material. And that's because Home Depot wanted more for one little stick of the 1.25" square tubing that I needed. And it wasn't even a full piece. It was just a little old 5-foot long piece, 6-foot long maybe. And they wanted almost $30 for that. And I can go to a place that sells that stuff, like a metal shop or whatever, and get the same piece for like 10 or 15 bucks. And it's sometimes Home Depot has outrageous prices. I was in Walmart today. I did talk to the manager about the issue there that one day where I was embarrassed, and that was resolved. But today, man, I tell you, Walmart in San Leandro, right down the street from me in California, San Leandro, California, 1919 Davis Street, I think is the address. Oh my God, that place was horrible. I mean, I've never seen it that busy in the middle of the month, ever. I mean, when you got every register that is open, and I'm talking they had almost every register open, and all of them had lines all the way across the walkway into the aisles. They had one of the express lanes. It went across the aisles, or across the walkway to the far side to where an aisle would be, and then it turned, I guess it would be, if you're facing from the register to the line, into the line, it made a left turn and went down another 40 feet. I mean, this was crazy. And getting somebody over there for pets department, forget it. I was there, I wanted to buy just 1 or 2 more fish for the tank because my male beta is going after the female beta's tail. And normally I haven't had a problem with them doing that in the past. That's a rarity. But what it is there's just not enough fish in there to kind of drown her out. So I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and grab a couple of cheap fish from Walmart. And there were other people there waiting for somebody to come and help. And I tried speaking to the manager, and they couldn't get anybody on the radio. And it was a customer service manager is all she was. But she was trying to do something. She only had so much she could do. And she tried paging somebody on the radio. I mean, she tried anything and everything she could. And nobody would answer. And she's like, I don't know what's going on here. I have never had this problem. Not even on the weekends. And I've never seen that problem in that Walmart on the weekend. So I don't know what's going on. But it was a very, very bad experience today dealing with that. So what I did was I went to PetSmart, and their prices are usually comparable to Walmart. Sometimes they're a little more expensive on certain fish. And they wanted more for the ones I was going to get. So I didn't go ahead and get those. I got 2 others. And what I would normally get, which was it's a bottom feeder, it's a scavenger, which is they're little like crabs. And they're only about the size of a quarter roughly. But they scavenge food off the bottom. Anything and everything. Unfortunately, PetSmart didn't have them anymore. They don't sell them anymore. So I had to find a Petco to get them from. Not happy about that, but what the heck. Tomorrow I will be going back and picking me up a couple of shrimp, ghost shrimp. I've had those in there before. And they're kind of cool. I got a African dwarf frog. With those, they've had a problem with people in the past buying them to do testing with. So when you buy those now, like certain other aquatic species, you have to fill out this paperwork like you're adopting the animal. And what they do is, if you buy one here and there, that's one thing. But if you're buying 10 of them here and then next week you come back and buy another 10 and so on, then they start questioning it. And they're like, okay, this guy's up to something. He's doing something. So they do that. Didn't do too bad. I got another air pump for my fish tank because I thought the old one was dying because my it stopped putting air bubbles out pretty much. And I've gotten that brand new air stone in there. But apparently my problem isn't the air pump, it's the air stone. Because I hooked up the new air pump and it just can't put air out into the tank like it should. But thankfully my water filter, because it's a little above the level of the water in the tank, it's splashing and putting some oxygen into the water for the fish. So I'm going to unhook my one air stone, the new air stone, and I will package that thing up and I will take it back to where I got it from. I'll tell them this thing is no good. I put it in the tank and literally within 24 hours it stopped working. And I suspect that's happened before because there was another one like it and the package had been returned. You can see where it had been taped up. So I think somebody had returned it for the same reason. So I'm not too happy with that, but what the heck. Nothing else. I'll just go back to PetSmart and buy my supplies from there. The air pump I got from Walmart, and it wasn't too bad in price, but it was noisy as hell from day one. I never was very happy with it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and upgrade to just keep this new one maybe. I am going to go ahead and end this video here in a second because my throat's been itchy, my sinuses have been draining. The first day it hit, I took an allergy pill, and a short time later it cleared up and I was feeling better. But then today, or the next day, it was back, and I tried taking another allergy pill and it did not help at all. So either my allergies are just so bad that the allergy medicine can't relieve it sufficiently like it normally would, or what. But we have 2 huge pine trees on the lower end of the building, and that wind blows uphill and it's blowing it right towards our windows. And right now I've got the windows closed down because it's so windy. I mean, you're talking 30-mile-an-hour wind. It's taking stuff that's been on the roof of the building next door I had forgotten all about. That's been up there for, God, a year. That's how long it's been I've forgotten all about. And it actually blew it off the roof today. Hell, it made it through January. But I think in January it was actually a plastic bucket with a couple of things in it. I think it was full of water, and that's what happened, is it weighed too much to be blown away. So I do have to go out there and clean that up, but I am not feeling it. My boss, he's kind of, he actually he made me laugh yesterday. We were going to Home Depot. We were picking up some buckets of paint and a few other things that were needed, like some of the supplies for the fence back there and whatnot. And we were supposed to be making copies of the keys for the one apartment, or for the apartment buildings, making sure we had enough for duplicates and whatnot. And we like to keep a spare copy on top of the one I carry, so if a tenant loses their keys and they call us, we can just charge them for the replacement value and give them a set of keys right then and there, and we don't have to go to Home Depot right that second. And some of the keys we only had one copy to. We've had copies of keys disappear. No telling what happened there. One of those things that happens. But anyway, we're getting this stuff and everything, and we decided to wait till today to get the bags of Quikrete and whatnot, because I already had a pretty heavy load in the van with what I was getting. Pressure treated lumber, when it's wet or fresh, it's very, very heavy, and that's what was happening there. It was a very heavy load. So I went ahead and just, we called it quits for the day. But anyway, we got up to the register, and $130 plus tax per 5-gallon bucket of paint, and we got 2 5-gallon buckets of Behr semi-gloss. Okay, so now you're looking at $260 before tax right there. And then you tag in the pressure-treated lumber and the fence pickets and screws. Yeah, the screws are a couple dollars more a box, but at the same time, they're what we need. So, but anyway, by the time we got everything up there and they rang everything up, he's almost $500. And he was there, and normally a purchase like that, he'd be like, what the heck did he buy? But he was there with me, and he saw the prices, and normally he isn't there when I pick up materials. So he doesn't see the prices. So when he gets a big bill like that, it catches him off guard. Once he sees the prices, he's like, oh, sheesh, no wonder why he spends so much. He's starting to catch on to that stuff. But, excuse me, but he's been frustrating. He just doesn't think about what he's doing. Probably going to have to go out there and tell them to turn that crap down, pardon my language. Still haven't heard from DeWalt. Hopefully they'll support the channel, or help support the channel. I really honestly do not like seeking somebody to sponsor my channel. I feel it should be able to be self-support, but because of the YouTube advertising thing having hit, it has affected everybody's revenue. So the videos you would normally watch would have commercials on them, and very few do. I'm doing a live video because I get paid for it. I get paid for doing live videos, basically. So it's aggravating. Oh man, my throat's killing me. I'm gonna have to get over there and get me some allergy medicine in me. Just one of those things. But yeah. Guess I'll go ahead and call us quits, because YouTube throws a temper tantrum if there's music playing in the background that's licensed music. So, yeah, not good. Not me playing music. I can see the mic picking it up. It's one of my tenants, and they know they're not supposed to blast it like that. So, let me end the video, and thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And have a wonderful Sunday night.